Let's chop, brothers. One thing I think that every man should know, and the reason I say that every man should know this is because I feel like a lot of people don't go 100% in life because they feel like they may have started off at a disadvantage, man. And I think every man should know that every single person's journey is the exact same. Every single person's journey is the exact same. And what I mean by that is, like, we may come in different shades of brown or white or tan or whatever. We may be raised in different financial situations, different religions, different side of the tracks. Some single parent households, some foster children, some raised by grandparents, some homeless growing up. You know what I'm saying? It may seem like we all come from different walks and have different experiences, but every single person's journey is the same. You know what I'm saying? And I believe the hardest part of that to grasp, well, I think the reason why we can't really grasp that is because everybody's still playing the game of life. You know what I'm saying? That's been taught to us. In other words, we are still gauging life or success off of dollar amounts. We're still gauging success off of maybe a number of women. We're still gauging success on the shiny things, on college degrees, on all these outside forces. So it looks like people may or may not have an advantage over different people, or over another group, or over another gender, or over another race. But every man's journey is the exact same. You know what I'm saying? Meaning we're all Santiago. We all have a beginning. We all get to a point where we're on the port. We all go through life's challenges. We all take losses. So we all go through lessons. We all make crazy decisions and learn from it. We all meet certain caliber of people in our lives. We all cross paths with mentors that can help us. You know what I'm saying? We go through the same thing Santiago with. We all have our treasure that's in Egypt. We all go through the hot desert, man, where we have to adapt to the elements. Every man's journey is the exact same, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you start living life, like I'm always talking about, when you start living life internally, because that's really where life is experienced. When you start living life internally, man, you can really understand what I'm saying, bro. And I'll come to the conclusion, man, that there are really, really only three objectives to life. Again, we could talk about getting the fast cars, the women, the house, all these things, the vacations. All these are secondary. Like if you don't actually win the game of life first, then man, when you go and start accomplishing these secondary level things, they're going to be a headache, bro. They're going to drain you. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking from a place of, hey, I've chased these things and obtained a level of them. And once I got it, bro, I said, man, you know what? All this running was for nothing. And then it all made sense, man, when back when the Bible said, seek ye first that kingdom, seek that place first, but it made sense. So I'll say, man, there are three main objectives to life, man, that every man should know. And I would say that the first objective for every man on this journey, man, is simply to wake up. And when I say wake up, man, I'm not talking about that every man should go through one certain religion. When I say wake up, I believe that every man should at some point just say, you know what? There's something about life. There's something about this experience that's just not right. Like the way things are moving, the whole wash, rinse, and repeat cycle of life is just not right. And some men will hit that at a young age, and some men may hit that in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Where they say, you know what, the way I've been doing things, the hypnotic rhythm I've created is just not right. In other words, there's more to life than this. There's more to life than what I'm doing right now. For me, it happened very young, bro. And I don't even think it's as common, to be honest, man. For me, I understood that something was, I won't say wrong, but that life would be different even before I knew what different would be. And what I mean when I say that, brother, and I've said this before. I remember, man, when I was below 12 years old, I know that much, 9, 10, somewhere in there, maybe a little younger. I can remember sitting in a Sunday school classroom, hearing my Sunday school teacher give a spiel about life, about what life meant, about the whole spiritual concept of life, and I just said right then, I said, man, this is not what it is. Even at this point in my life, man, I've experienced enough. I've felt enough vibes to understand that this whole conversation we're having here is not even close to the end goal, man. So just understanding that something is wrong, and that's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be a different sector. Like, for example, some people may wake up and have been at a job. You might have been on an assembly line for 20 years. And you say, you know what, man, the last 20 years of my life, all I've done was get up at 3 o'clock, be at work by 4, work this whole line, go home, pay taxes. And I've done that same thing for 15, 20, 30 years. And you say, man, all the stuff that I know, all the stuff that I've read, all the books that I've read, all the movies, and like all the things that are possible in life, I know there's more to life than this. Like, I know there's more in life than me just getting up, doing the exact same thing every day. I know there's more in life than me just living in this small city population of 2,000 my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I know there's more than making minimum wage. I know there's more, I know there are more places to see, people to meet, things to do. Like, I know there's more to life than this. So the first step, man, is simply just waking up, bro. Like this is what true winning is. Like, once a man puts his blinders on and says, you know what, I don't care what the rest of the world is doing. I don't care what they're wearing. I don't care what they're singing. I don't care who they're praying to. I don't care what they're doing, what they're driving. I don't care. I'm just focused on me and my purpose and where I'm going. But the clarity sinks in. Clarity sinks in, man, and you can really begin to wake up, bro. Because like I say, man, most of us are living in the hypnotic rhythm of the rest of the world. You know what I'm saying? We're calling the rest of the world's victories our own, when really it's not. These are sub wins. Let's call it that, right? So the first thing, man, is to wake up, bro. The second thing is, of course, man, again, going back to the Bible, seek that kingdom. Seek that place. I always thought, man, for the longest, brothers, I thought that, and I'm sure most of us did, when I heard seek ye first the kingdom, because my pops preached that sermon 1,000,001 times, seek ye first the kingdom. In my mind, it was about seeking salvation. You know what? Like in other words, before I do anything, let me, you know what I'm saying, before I get out and find a wife and kids and a whole shebang and live life, let me prepare a place in heaven for myself. That's what I thought that meant, man. And that caused a whole dilemma in a man's mind, but that's a whole nother topic. But what that really means, brothers, when it says to seek ye first the kingdom, is to seek ye understanding of this thing first. Like, in other words, before you play the game of life, before you roll the dice, before you go and collect your $200, before any of that takes place, man, understand the game of life. Like seek ye first the instruction manual. Seek ye first the creator of the game before you play the game. So seek that understanding, brothers. And the part of seeking that understanding is really seeking your own religion, to be honest. Because, like I said before, man, if there are 7.58 billion people on this planet, there should be 7.5 to 8 billion different religions. Because I believe when a man finds the kingdom, I believe that experience should be so personal that there should be no name that could be associated with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think religion is a beautiful thing. I think it's good to put yourself around like-minded people that have the same vision, that have the same beliefs, have the same rituals and practices, and pray a certain way and talk a certain way and go to read certain scripts out of certain books. I think that's a beautiful thing. But once you leave that building, once you leave that church, once you leave that mosque, once you leave mass, that connection should be, it shouldn't be cut off. It should be one-on-one. And finding that kingdom, brother, it's It's like once you walk into that kingdom, brother, it's a room you walk in that you never walk out. Like once you really put yourself there, you can never walk out of that, bro. Not saying you can't go through it and have hard times in life. Not saying that you can't get the times in life, man, where you're living kind of foul, or you're doing stuff that you know you shouldn't still be doing. Once you enter that kingdom, like once you really enter it, there's no leaving it. Like there's no tasting that. There's no seeing that place and then not seeing it. You can't unsee that. So it's just about getting that understanding and building that rapport with source. Building that rapport with source, man. And then I would say the third thing, brothers, is to find self. Which, to be honest, once you wake up and once you find the kingdom, by default you find self. You think you know self. You think you can beat yourself on the chest because you got a degree. You think you can beat yourself on the chest because you just had a house built, or now you got a corner office overlooking downtown, or now you've accomplished XYZ. You've seen certain places in the world. You know what I'm saying? You think you've accomplished something, man, but until you really find self, you still haven't won the game of life, bro. You still haven't won the game of life. Because again, if you play the game without doing these three things first, I'm telling you it's gonna weigh you down. I'm telling you it's gonna weigh you down, man. So again, it's just three main objectives, man. But again, every man's journey is the same, man. So don't get discouraged when whether you're coming up in high school and you see people that maybe have more than you, or you find yourself, at 25, 35 years old, and you see some people winning, getting certain jobs and doing certain things, and you start playing the guilt game like, oh, well, this person's parents were able to send them to Harvard, where I had to join the military, or I had to go to something else. I didn't have the same ability. Don't play that game, bro. Understand that on the inside, every man's journey is the exact same. At some point, every man is going to have to leave the nest and find his own self. Every man is going to have to establish his own truth. Every man is going to have to walk in his own I am. Every man is going to have to wake up for himself. You know what I'm saying? This is something mom and dad and them, they can't do this. They can't do this. Matter of fact, the process of it is breaking away from what mom and daddy taught you. Maybe even building up on it. But if you're thinking the exact same way that mom and daddy did 10 years, 15, 20 years after you left the house, brother, you're in a trance. That's not even the objective of life. We talk about generations evolving. That's not even the objective of life. Like, even if you want that for your kids, even if you're so firm in your belief that you're teaching your kids to be just like you, you're thinking with a limited mindset. You're not even in a evolution type vibration. Like, I'm 100% sure that my parents not only wanted me to get to the level of success that they achieved, they wanted me to do more. I tell my son all the time, I say, bro, you gonna hit a milli in this much time. I say, you know what, by the way you're moving, you're disciplined, the way you're doing this, you're gonna do life way better than me, as you should. Your son is gonna do life way better than you, as he should. If that's not your mindset, brother, you're not even living. But if that's not your mindset, it's because you're still tapped into like the old system. You're still tapped into the way the world works. Again, once you tap into that kingdom, brother, everything about your life is about expansion. It's about expansion, man. But going back to the second point I was making, because this is something I really don't want to overlook, right? And this is my personal opinion, brothers. Y'all know I get on here and say some things that may be unorthodox or maybe kind of against the grain. So this is my personal opinion, brothers. And it's this. Going back to the second point when I said, seek ye the kingdom. It is my personal belief, right? It is my personal belief that the far majority of people that claim to be plugged into source aren't plugged into source. Is my belief. It's my belief that they know of a God, but they still haven't connected to that thing. And I'm not saying it's people's fault. I believe it comes down to what I said a second ago. Like a lot of parents teaching, hey, this is the way to do the XYZ. You know, we're still going off the same model as our great grandparents. Like no evolution. I think a lot of people know of a God, but haven't connected to that source. And the only reason I say that is because this is the only reason I say this, brothers. Because once you cross that threshold and once you actually taste that energy, taste that frequency of God, but you see life completely different. You can't have crossed that line and come back to it and function in this world and see it the same, see it through the same lens. In other words, when people get online and talk from a place of us and them, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about all your leaders, whether it's your pro-black, whether it's your pro-Semitic, whatever all these different factions are, whatever they are. When you talk from a place of your sect being greater or different, not even greater, just different than the rest, it's like, man, you haven't been to that place yet. It's like, I'm sure you haven't been there. I can hear some brothers, man, talk about being spiritual and being woke and being all this stuff, and just hearing their conversation on how they view the world. They haven't been there. I said, no, bro, you may know of this energy we talk about, but you haven't been there yet, bro. Because you're still looking at the world through the lens of common men. You're still looking at the world as if you are separate than anything else. Think about what the messenger said in the Bible. He said, a lot of y'all say y'all know source, man. Y'all say y'all are screaming it from the Himalayas. Y'all say y'all know source, man, but y'all don't know source. In other words, he said, when you see your brother and sister and we hungry, we thirsty, when we in jail, when you see me needing something, if you understand that every single person is God in the flesh, and you neglect the needs of your brother, you neglect the needs of your sister and say you know source, you're living from a place that's not of love, and you know source. It's impossible. You know of a source, but you can't tap into that place, man, and live life the same. I'm not saying that everybody is perfect and everybody now is floating on cloud nine and everybody is levitating, and I'm not saying that, but I'm saying you see the world different. You understand all the BS in this world. Once you understand source, you understand why they want different religions hating each other, why they want people of different skin color hating each other, why they want men and women against each other. You begin to understand that. You can see the agenda. And what the first thing you understand is, man, anytime some people, place, thing, whatever, is in the mindset of separating you from something else, they're stripping you of that. They're stripping you of that God essence, bro. Stripping you of it, man. So again, start back what I was saying, brothers. Every man's journey is the same. Every man's journey to success, every man's journey to his awakening, every man's journey to that kingdom, every man's journeys to peace and happiness, it's all the same, bro. Like stop looking at these external factors, go inside and do the work, and then you'll understand, man, that it's really only one playing field, brothers.